there everyone, welcome to Pour Painting with Ron. In today's video I'm going to be using my lovely new split cup again, this time to do a ring pour. If you saw my last video, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this one, I used it to do a travelling pour, which turned out interestingly. And I saw a video the other day, someone doing an interesting ring pour that I thought could work well using this split cup. So today I'm not going to be using the center part of the cup. I'm just going to use the two parts on each side. You'll see why in a little bit. Well, today I'm going to be doing it on this 45 by 45 centimeter square canvas. Now I really hope I have enough paint. I can only fit so much in that cup, but anyway, we'll soon find out. But I'm using this canvas, and as usual I've prepared the back with some painter's tape and some giant push pins. Well, the colours I'm going to be using today are not my usual super bright ones that I like to use. I'm using a couple of metallics and white and black. All Mont Marte colours. So I'm using Mont Marte Lamp Black, and I'm pairing that with their lovely gold. And I'm using the titanium white, and I'm pairing that with the silver. For this cup, I am restricted to this cup size. I'm using 50 grams of each colour, and I'm mixing that with about 50 grams of Floetrol, and I put a little bit of water in the metallics just to get them to the right consistency. Also mix up a little bit of extra white and black for some negative space. All right, let's get started. So here are the colours. You may notice that my gloves are dirty and I haven't even started yet. That's because this is my second go. I was too busy talking and I put the colours in the wrong order in my cup and I had to start all over again. Not very good, but anyway, I might use the black and the silver that got mixed together for a little experimental painting. We'll see. But anyway, I mixed up new black and new silver, and I'll put them in the right compartments this time. The consistency, reasonably thick. I didn't want to make it too thin, otherwise the rings sort of like blend together. So if I do a little twirl with my spoon, the bump of paint on the top stays there for about 3 seconds or so. The metallics, they are about the same. As you can see, I get a mound on a mound. Normally I keep them fairly thick for a flip cup pour, but since this is a ring pour in a split cup, I thought I'd do them the same. All right, and the white and the silver. All right, now I'll put them aside and I'll make sure this time I put the paint in right. If I do it wrong again, I'll give up. Anyway, I've discovered that these 3D printed cups are really, really hard to clean because they've got like little rims on them that catch the paint. And you can rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse and still get colour coming out of them. I'll have to see if I can find an easier way of cleaning them, maybe a bottle brush or something to get in there. Anyway, I think we're right to go again. Now, black was in that one originally, so I'll start off with black again. Hard to see what I'm doing. It's exactly the same colour as the cup. Oh, we're only about halfway. Oh no, almost there. Right, there, we've got the black. Now the gold this time. I almost put silver again. I put the gold in this time. Now I'm not using the centre one because I do want to keep the black and the gold separate from the white and the silver. Okay, there's out my gold. Skip the middle one and I put the silver one in this one. Right, and then the white one in the end one. There we go. A little bit extra left that I might use in my mixed up painting. Later I'll just do a dirty pour and chuck in some silicone and see what happens. I won't waste the paint from earlier. Now put that aside. Now bring in my canvas. Now I'll do it in the middle, and then I'll put some white and black negative space on here after I've poured my ring. That's the plan anyway. Now I'll put a bit of white in the center just to help things slide. Don't need much, I'll just put a little bit. Okay. As you can see, the gold and the black are on one side, and the white and the silver hopefully are on the other side. And try to stay in the same spot. The quicker you go, the tighter your rings are. The slower you go, the thicker the rings will be. I've got to swap the white and the silver around so the gold and the silver were next to each other. Maybe next time. When you get to the bottom of the cup, you can go a bit slower. And be sure to try and catch any drips. Okay, that'll do. Right, put this aside. Okay, that could be interesting. I'll just pop the air bubbles. All right, now for the negative space, I'm probably going to put the white near the gold and the black, so the white down this end and the black up around this corner. Black. around here. I'll just get my palette knife. This paint also helps your rings to slide and not roll over each other. You don't want it too thick. I do want to put a bit on the sides as well, in case the paint doesn't roll over. I like to make sure my sides are covered. Thin edge ones are easier to cover than the thick edge canvases. Okay, so white. Just clean off my palette knife before I do the black. I don't want any white mixing with my black. That wouldn't be a good look. Hopefully this works and looks pretty. You don't have to be in a particular rush. Now I did see someone do this on YouTube, so it's not my complete own original idea. But they didn't do it in a split cup, so there's a difference between them and me. I could have done with a bit more black. A bit more black I could have done with, but I think these corners are going to get covered anyway when I stretch it out. Okay, I'll just come around the other side. I can see what I'm doing. If it's not completely covered, you can always paint over it when the painting is dry. It's not a catastrophe if you don't cover every square centimetre. Just pick up some from there. Okay, almost done. It's not the most exciting thing to watch me spreading paint on a canvas, but it's something you got to do. I've got a bit of white on there. All right, I think we're good. Just give that a bit of a torch as well. Lots of air bubbles. Right, the ring has had plenty of time to settle. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to twirl it around a bit. It's gradually making the ring bigger. Okay, we're going to go up this end. I'm going to go over the corner. There we go. And then we'll bring it back down this end. I do want to get rid of that bit of white there. Bring it down to the corner. Do want to stretch it a bit to these corners, but not all the way. To stretch that way a little bit as well. And bring that back to the middle. Okay, cool. Pretty minimalist sort of painting, but I do like that negative space there. I'll just wash my gloves a little bit and then I'll give it a little bit of a torch again. Okay, we're back. I'll just give it a bit of a torch. You can see the metallics have a habit of disappearing underneath your other colours. You can see the gold. The gold is still there, but the black has overtaken it a little bit. We may, even though there's no silicone, we may get a little bit of cell action happening, which is okay. Creates a bit of interest in this painting. there's an interesting painting. I did notice there's black in that corner, so I will put a bit of white down there to cover it up. If I can't do it properly, I'll just paint white over it once it's dry. Let's see. Let's scrape that off a little bit. I do have a bit of white left over. It'll just dribble down. Now it's a little bit of black. I can touch up the edges there. The sides are important in this painting. Oh, black missing there. It's always a good idea to have a little bit of paint left over, just to do a little bit of touching up if you need to. Paint's a bit on the thin side on the canvas there. There. It will dry flat. Okay, I think we're good. Now I'll just tidy up the bottom edges, get the drips off. You don't want ugly drips hanging off the bottom. When it dries, and drips tend to pull paint off the canvas as well. So get rid of the drips if you can. You may need to go around a couple of times. I would have liked more gold rings, but perhaps a bit of a thicker gold mix would help. But I don't know. I quite like the minimal look to it. The silver is there. You will see it when it dries. No, but I like it. Bit of a different painting for me. Now, of course, you can use other colours. It doesn't have to be black and white. You can sort of use any colours you like if you want to try this technique. If you like bright, you can use bright colours, complementary sorts of colours, which I'm most likely going to do one time. So instead of metallics, I'll probably use blues and greens on one side perhaps, and maybe yellows and oranges, or oranges and reds on the other side. Just play around with the technique a bit. Right, I'm done, I think. All right, now I'll bring you in for a bit of a closer look. All right, so here's the painting. Hopefully you can see it. Let's bring you down. Now I'm not sure if you can see the very fine lines of colour that we have here. But the silver is really nice. We kept a lot of the silver. And just enough of the gold to give it a nice sort of contrasty look. Even in this section that appears black, we've got lots of fine lines of gold, as you can see there. We'll just go up to the top. I mean, this will be lovely varnished when it's dry. Now, if you missed the varnishing video, I did do one on a quick, cheap and easy way of varnishing paintings. That always works for me. I'll put a link to that at the end of this video as well. So what do you think? I think it turned out really nice, and it'd be interesting to see how it dries. What I showed today is certainly something that I'd like to try again using different colours and different paint consistencies, just to see what I can get out of this split cup and this sort of ring pour technique. If it's like any better than just a standard ring pour with just a normal cup, we'll soon see. You can come on the adventure with me because I'm sure to video lots of those. Now, as usual, if you like what you see today, please press the like button. Helps my content get found on YouTube. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, take a moment to subscribe. That'd be great. So I hope you have a really good week ahead. And in the meantime, happy painting.